First to the family, Joanne, William, and Alexander. Certainly my DPD family. Thank you. Police Commission, Council, Wayne County, Benny Napoleon, the Sheriff, Warren Evans, the Executive. Thank you. I did prepare my remarks. I generally kind of just talk off, but this is a difficult day for me. It's never easy saying goodbye. We all love Kenneth Steil. A wise man once wrote, "A leader is not someone who forces others to make him stronger. A leader is someone willing to give his strength to others so that they may have the strength to stand on their own." Sergeant Kenneth Steil, also affectionately known as Shark or Kenny, was this person. He was a man of courage, a man of honor, a man of integrity. He is what I have referred to as an American hero. Just this past weekend, I had an opportunity to visit and speak with Kenny while he was in the hospital. While visiting him, Kenny said something that I will never forget. He said he was glad he took the bullet as opposed to his team members because he believed his team of young men had more life ahead of them than he had for himself. This is a display of authentic selflessness that speaks volumes about the kind of person Kenny was. He not only served the citizens of this city with tenacity, but also the members of this department. He was a true servant leader, a man of great character who led from the front, not from behind. One of the things that I admired most about Kennedy is the fact that he saw the good in most people and looked for the best in everyone. He was the kind of person that after making an arrest, he would have a conversation with the individual about turning their life around. And in dealing with his team, whether serving as a supervisor in the 9th Precinct Special Operations or on the waters as a dive team leader, Kenny took every opportunity to embrace them, share his knowledge, motivating and encourage them to do their very best. He was truly a shining example of what a leader should be and the kind of leader that this department and other departments would want to have. Competent, courageous, tenacious, dedicated, understanding, and compassionate of others. There's no doubt in my mind that his leadership and that of his team played a major role, as the mayor reflected, on the dramatic crime reduction in the 9th Precinct. It also speaks to the countless officers, not only across this city, this region, and nation who risk their lives on a daily basis, in some instances, those who make the ultimate sacrifice. They are our heroes. In light of our tragic loss, people have come to me and asked me, "Chief, what can I do for the men and women in blue?" And based on my conversations with Kenny and one of his team members, Officer Anderson, they want me to tell you this: stand with us. Assist us in eradicating the violence against our officers by speaking out boldly and denouncing the anti-police rhetoric that is currently sweeping our nation. Continue to hold me and other police leaders accountable in ensuring that we are engaging in the tenets of constitutional policing and working in real partnerships with our communities. We cannot afford to let anti-police rhetoric dictate our thoughts and feelings, nor can we act prematurely. We have to be mindful of not to overreact, especially when all the facts and information have not yet been revealed. This places our officers and members of our community at risk. Prior to the tragic shooting of Sergeant Steil a week earlier, 3 of our officers were ambushed by a suspect who fired 20 rounds from an assault-type rifle. Now, after several nights of civil unrest in North Carolina, 12 officers sustained injuries. And how can we forget the tragedy of 6 of Dallas's finest, their heroes, who made the ultimate sacrifice in protecting those who were engaging in a peaceful protest. We must remain so ever conscious not to paint an entire police department or our profession with a broad brush. As evident today, there are these men and women that are here today are wearing the uniform proudly, the badge, and they risk their lives every day to protect the communities and neighborhoods for the people they love. They need your unwavering support. Here in Detroit, as the mayor reflected, we are fortunate to have the tremendous support of our communities and our neighborhoods. Look at the response by our city. As the mayor discussed the memorial, the vigil the other night, where hundreds of people showed to acknowledge Kenny. And how about the selfless act of one of our community activists, individual by the name of Lavish, and an organization called Tent Masters, for distinctively wrapping Shark's vehicle as a show of respect and acknowledgement for his service and sacrifice. Certainly the outpouring of love shown by Detroiters at that candlelight vigil is a testament of Kenny's compassion and a testament of the community's compassion for our department. However, we should not forget our officers' salaries in comparison to our colleagues who work in other cities that have fewer challenge. The issue of retiree medical coverage. And let's not forget about lower bonds on violent criminals in comparison to other jurisdictions, not just in this region, but also in other states. As recently highlighted, a significant delayed response by state legislators concerning the benefits of families of fallen officers in a profession that sacrificed so much for the people who live, work, and play in the city of Detroit. They deserve our support. I will continue to fight for them, and I will encourage you to fight for them as well. As Sergeant Steil and countless officers across this department willingly and continually do for us. Remember, cops count. Leadership matters. And as I conclude, I would like to extend my deepest condolences once again to the Steil family and to say thank you for sharing Kenny with us. We are better because of it. You as well have made a sacrifice, and we appreciate all that you have done. You will always be part of our DPD family. Joanne and now my new adopted nephews, William and Alexander, I guess I'm called Uncle Chief James, or which one is it? Shark, you are truly an American hero. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you. We will miss you, and we will never forget. God bless the city of Detroit, and may God continue to bless the courageous men and women of the finest police department in America, and also all the departments that are represented here today. So as I close, I just want to make a small presentation, so if you would bear with me. So as you know, when I arrived about 3 years ago, I probably had one of the toughest times in trying to decide who was going to lead this department with me. And I got to tell you, what an executive and command team we have in place today. You know, in a couple of instances, I promoted a couple of sergeants to captain. Captain Conway Petty, who is here today, and now retired Captain, former Sergeant Tim Dollinger. So I present to you the newest member of our command staff, appointed posthumously, Captain Kenneth Shark Steil. Thank you. And we'd like to present to the family.